Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us on THV 11 News at noon. I'm Karen Fuller in for Journey Taylor today. We hope you enjoyed the weekend. And let's check in with meteorologist Simone Thomas. She is tracking the potential for severe weather tomorrow. Simone, what can you tell us now?
Well, right now we do have a few stray showers across southern Arkansas with cloudy to mostly cloudy skies across the state. We've seen enough breaks in the clouds here in the capital city to already surpass the 60-degree mark. So as we continue through the rest of the afternoon, those showers really looking to stay south of central Arkansas and the metro, but we could likely get as high as the middle 60s where we see some of those breaks in the clouds, and then that cloud cover starts to thicken again through the afternoon and evening. But the focus again continues to be on tomorrow for the concern of some strong to severe storms along with damaging winds and maybe even some heavy rain. The main timing of the storms is going to be late morning through afternoon, but now's a great time to make sure you have that severe weather plan ready as people are going to be out and about at work and school tomorrow, and make sure you have multiple ways to receive warnings. We'll talk more about tomorrow's timeline and the week ahead in your 7-day outlook.
All right, Simone, thank you. New since this morning, state officials hold a press conference to announce that driver's licenses and state IDs in Arkansas now have a digital option. You can search Arkansas Mobile ID in the App Store or Google Play to get started. THV 11's Brooke Buckner is covering this story today, and she'll have more on how it works coming up tonight at 5. Developing now, President Trump is to meet with his national security team today to talk about the next steps in Russia's war on Ukraine. It comes after tempers flared in a heated exchange in the Oval Office last week, with President Trump lashing out at Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky. The meeting abruptly ending with no progress on an end to the ongoing crisis. Natalie Brand reports on the fallout.
Days after the Oval Office clash, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky signaled he believes the relationship can be saved, saying it's bigger than one moment.
It's really confounding to us why we had kind of such hostility coming into the room.
Administration officials are echoing President Trump's Friday comments about what's needed to restart talks with Ukraine.
He's got to say, I want to make peace. He doesn't have to stand there and say about Putin this, Putin that, all negative things.
While Zelensky left the White House Friday without signing the Earth Minerals deal, the Trump administration hasn't completely closed the door on an agreement.
We have to see if President Zelensky wants to proceed. What's the use in having an economic agreement that's going to be rendered moot if he wants the fighting to continue?
European leaders welcomed Zelensky this weekend at a summit to talk about Ukraine's defense and outlined what they believe are steps toward peace, including continued military aid to Ukraine and economic pressure on Russia. Peace talks that must include Ukraine and arming Ukraine to deter future invasion. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer said he also spoke to President Trump on Saturday.
Let me be clear. We agree with the president on the urgent need for a durable peace.
Starmer said he, Zelensky, and French President Emmanuel Macron have agreed to work on a plan to stop fighting and then take it to the United States. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, the White House.
Other developments, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has directed U.S. Cyber Command to pause all planning against Russia, including a cyber offensive. The duration of the pause is not clear, but answers could come tomorrow as Trump is scheduled to give his State of the Union address. Also happening today, Social Security workers are warning that the Trump administration's plan to shrink the agency could cause major disruptions for millions of Americans who rely on its services. Employees say cutting staff may mean longer wait times for disability benefits and customer service. Officials say last year, some 30,000 Americans died while waiting for disability decisions. Reaction is pouring in today to an executive order by President Trump declaring English as the official language of the United States. The order, signed last Friday, means government agencies and federally funded organizations now have the option to stop providing documents and services in languages other than English. It's a reversal of a policy introduced by former President Bill Clinton, making language support for non-English speakers necessary. Critics argue there are greater problems facing America.
I think it's ridiculous. I don't think it's what we should be worrying about right now. We should be focused on the fact that we're spending $10 for a dozen eggs, and he said he was going to bring those prices down. And also, like, what about human rights issues? That's more important than declaring something the national language.
According to the U.S. Census Bureau, more than 350 languages are spoken across the nation, with Spanish, Chinese, Vietnamese, and Arabic the most common languages after English. 12:06, a THV11 update now. Little Rock police are still trying to find a suspected killer. Officers arriving on the scene Friday night on Labette Manor, just west of John Barrow Road, where they found a man shot to death. Since then, they've been trying to track down the killer, but still no answers as of this afternoon. Anyone with information on the case is urged to contact police. And in North Little Rock, police are still searching for the driver of a car that hit a man and took off. The man died. It happened at the intersection of West 15th and Pike just before 10 Friday night. We do know the victim had been driving a go-kart before being hit by the car. Now police are looking for the driver who left the scene. Some traffic alerts to pass along this noon hour. Tonight, crews will be working to expand I-30 in Saline County. So take a look at this RDOT map showing the nightly adjustments. Beginning at 9 o'clock tonight, crews will shut down the Highway 70 ramp to I-30 East. Drivers will follow detours taking I-30 West to exit 106 before looping back east. It's part of the project to expand the interstate to 6 lanes in that area. These closures are to end by Wednesday morning, and you may recall Wake Up Central's Journey Taylor reported in February. RDOT says it's more than 95% finished with the entire project. The intersection of Canis Road and Bowman is under construction from March 6th from 8:30 p.m. till 5 a.m. So if that's part of your commute, you will want to find an alternate route during those hours. The Little Rock Marathon is in the books after another successful year. Thousands and thousands of runners filling the streets downtown for the weekend of events. Runners coming to Little Rock from all over the world. THV11's Maya Ellison shows us how the marathon showcased the stories of family and community and the sense of achievement for each runner taking part.
3, 2, 1.
And they're off to the races. The 2025 Little Rock Marathon returned as runners let the good times roll to kick off their first strides. Thousands came from near and far, like Velois Bowers, who traveled 746 miles away from home to run 13.1.
I flew in from Michigan so that I could do it. This is my 10th half marathon. I was not an athlete, just started hanging out with these ladies in the gym. This is Kathy's 12th and about your 8th or 9th half marathon.
Others decided to take the 26.2-mile journey, keeping the pace every step of the way. That's Kelton Haven's mom, traveling all the way from Virginia. Kelton's race began on these same streets 3 years ago.
First marathon, he started running for self-care, and then two months after his first marathon, he had a massive hemorrhagic stroke.
Paralysis in the right side of my body. Learned how to walk in 20 days after waking up.
That's when Kelton set a goal to come back. In 2024, he did, with his dad right by his side. Another year later, and he did the same, with mom right behind, checking off an unforgettable milestone together.
Walking in here today, there's like these little bits of closure on this journey, getting to finally see her run. This is my first marathon.
Yeah, this is my 6th marathon. She hasn't gotten to see any until now.
His running miracles and dreams became a reality with family by his side. As for other runners who crossed the finish line with their loved ones cheering them on, or right beside them, showing that no matter how hard it gets, community, faith, and family is the support system that can withstand any storm.
A lot of things can get in your way of what you really want to do, but you just have to get through it. You can't let that stop you. And, well, with the blessings of God, you can do so much more.
In Little Rock, Maya Ellison, THV11 News.
Thank you, Maya. We learned from Kelton next year he aims to tackle the Hogeye Marathon. And you can find the list of top finishers on our website, thv11.com.
Now we're seeing a few breaks in the clouds today, but we'll see more activity going on tomorrow as those storms start to roll in. All the details on that and the rest of the week are coming up after this break.